Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss frames concept with an example programs. The last video we have discussed what is a frame and what are the attributes of a frame. We have discussed it in the last session. The now regarding that, how to implementations of programmatically of a frame set, either horizontally or vertically. First, we need to discuss how to write a horizontally frame. It will be represented on the home page. To write a program on that one. Horizontal frame programming. First, we need to write each and every program start with the HTML tag. HTML tag. The next, we need to using what are the frame set attributes. Frame set. Frame set. For example, we want creating a frame on the home page horizontally. Okay. So for that, we need to using that should be columns in the shortest form COLS. Okay, just you need to write COLS columns wise. We need to dividing the frames on the home page. So each and every frame that can be represented percent wise. For example, I want dividing a home page in three. What is the three individually? Three individual frames. Okay, first frame that can be occupy how much space. So the space represent about the frame in percentage wise. Okay, for example, in the first frame represent occupy 25%. 25% we have to give in this one. Okay, the next after that, next to give the comma. Second frame should be occupy how much percentage? For example, 50%. 50% second frame, and the third frame that should be occupy 25%. 25%. Okay, these are the frame percentage divided different individually on the home page. Okay, in the home page, so that can be divided the home page in the three parts of a frame. In the first frame occupy 25% space, second frame occupy 50%, third frame occupy 25% space is there. Okay, depends on or giving the measurements. The next one, so what are the frame source code? Frame FRAME, frame SRC, frame SRC is nothing but frame source code. Okay, so source code you have to implementation on the back end to give a file. Okay, already to created file address that should be existed in this location. For example, I have created some three files are there back end. So the three files content that should be arranged in this individually frames. Okay, so first file address location like this one, that is for example a1.html. this is first file address location. What are the content in a1.html that should be added in the first frame. Okay, the next, once again frame source code, frame source code is equal to a2.html. a2.html, this is the second file address location. Okay, so in this a2.html, what are the content that should be added in this programming? So same content should be added in the second frame. That should be occupy how much percentage? 50%. Okay, in the 50%, what are the content? It should be added in a2.html. The next, once again frame SRC is equal to a3.html. a3.html. Okay, so what are the content? It should be added a3.html. The same similar data that should be arranged in third frame. Okay, so that address file locations it should be added in this a3.html. Here based on this a1.a2.a3.html files content that should be added individually frames. In the first a1.html data should be added in the space of 25% in the first frame. a2.html data that should be added in the space of 50% in the second frame. a3.html data that should be added into the third frame with the space 25%. Okay, so these are the measurements and to add content in individually frame set. Okay, the next, finally, so frame set it should be closed. Here frame set tag open. Here frame set tag open. Okay, must and should be end of the programming, that should be closed. Now I am closing frame set tag. Frame set tag over. Okay, finally ends with the HTML main tag. Okay, this is the programming. Okay, so these are the horizontally we need to dividing nothing but our columns wise. Okay, columns wise we need to dividing the frames programming like this one. Okay, is it understand? The next how to divide the frame vertically. Okay, how to divide the frame vertically. Same simple same program we need to write, but a small change. What is the small change here? Same first frame occupy 25%, second frame occupy 50%, and third frame occupy 25%. Same similar measurements that can be represented, but here change. What is that? Not a columns wise. I want to divide the home page as what is that, frames like this, rows wise. Okay, I want to divide the home page frames like rows wise. So that's why we need to using the instead of columns we need to using rows. Okay, first row occupy how much memory space? 25%. Second row space 50%. Third row frame space 25% measurements that should be occupied. The next one same, what are the content it should be inserted in this individually frames? The first 25 measurements space first frame that should be added the content from a1.html file content or file data. Okay, the second 50% measurement second frame that should be added the content a2.html. The next third 25% measurements frame occupy a3.html data or content. Okay, so like this one, rows wise and columns wise we need to inserting the data into the individually frames on the home page. Is it understand? So finally we need to following the rule. What is that? Frame set tag open here must and end of the programming should be close the frame set tag. The next main tag mandatory that should be closed at the end of the programming, HTML closing tag. Okay, these are the rows wise and columns wise we need to divide the frames on the home page. This is the example program. Okay, you have to write this both programs in the final examination as a long answer question. Okay, regarding explain the frames concept. Thank you.